No, you're right, dude. I shouldn't be doing these nice episodes for them, but I'm talking to you. You know, I'm talking to the good guy out there. I know his vibe. You fuckers are too ignorant and too eager to eat anything that fucking exhales. This other guy's got suave and tact. He's like, you ain't him. I'm sitting around. He's sitting in the living room watching Jellabot. He's around her all the time. He sees that shit. Jellabot dancing fucking hard in my living room to excuse me fighting or won't get fooled again. Holy shit. Daddy, can you play that? Daddy will learn it if he'll. Yeah, Daddy's gonna learn it. I can play it. You can play the whole thing? Yup. Give me till next week. Give me till Friday. I'll I guess. You gonna sit on my app while I show it to you? Fuck yeah. That's what she's gonna do. I'll learn 60 songs by next week if the money's right. My little Jellabot's pregnant. Dripping gash bot. Holy shit. Little bot stand up. Dripping. I'm talking to my guy on the channel. My dude on the channel, our rehearsal space is gonna have lots of floor wedges. That's what you need for speakers. For playback, our playback will come through the monitors. I'll show you. This place is everything. I'll show you. I'll show you what it's got. It's got that. The secret behind you'll hear this, you'll read this from place to place, but it's true. And it costs a little money to do it. The secret is getting an EQ pedal. I had a bass boss EQ pedal. I used it for the guitar, and the EQ is like even for professional car audio, they don't want you using equalizers. It'll fuck up your warranty or whatever, and it will fuck up your whole sound stage because you're amplifying frequencies that the speakers were and the receiver wasn't meant to interpret. But when you do it with guitars, the guitar amps are made flatline EQ. So you can really push them out of their orbit, but the amplitude ensures that you might blow a speaker or blow the head is when you start using EQ pedals. The EQ pedal introduces new transients and harmonics and dynamics, and will overdrive a transistorized state. It will melt tubes if you introduce one there, and it brings up frequencies that otherwise don't exist. Like if you had that old pedal, the psychoacoustic processor, that would do that. All these guys, when they would play through old JCM 800 Marshalls, they would do that. They would run a boss overdrive just to melt the tubes, and they would introduce for solos a graphic EQ pedal, and it just pushes the amp into a new frequency and decibel registrar, you know, and the amp is no longer operating to its warranty. Leo Fender claps his hands and says, "I'm out." At that point, you know what I mean. Jim Marshall's like, "That's up to you." Backs up. Yeah, but it gives the most outstanding tone. Holy shit. Yeah, little girl. I ain't kidding you. But that pedal, yeah, the Danelectro made really great pedals for cheap money. Where else are you going to get an EQ pedal for like $45? I had that for 10 minutes and I loved it. And I loved the compressor. All their shit too would go. And not only was their shit cheap and good, it overshot what you expected you would be getting. Like you could turn the compressor up way past like an MXR would do. You could turn the echo up real fucking loud. It'll give you this freaky 60s sound. You and your friends think you're mods with your guitars. You think you're real British and shit. You're sitting in upstate New York and you're feeling so British. You semi-acoustic guitars with a P90 and a fucking Gibson pickup, and you're like, yeah, I'm so fucking Arthur Lee. I'm so fucking Roger McGuinn. Got the damn electro gear. Got my fucking 12 string. I love it. When I play my Dan Electro 12 string, it sounds better than George Harrison's 12 string. It just does. It sounds good, but it hurts your fingers. It's a 12 string. It, it, I've been away from the guitar so long, like last year even, my fingers were hurting every day. Hammering down on those 12 strings. The thing about Guitar Center is they were deadly. They knew nothing about like your local music store would, which was just proper guitar maintenance. They'd get these Hofners and they'd have the pure nickel bass strings on them. Like, you know, and you're like, yo, dude, these strings are way too heavy for this. This thing's made of paper. This Hofner, it's like, it's very delicate instrument. I mean, you know, it's a sturdy, reliable instrument, but it's extremely delicate as far as things like gravity goes. You need, you need some pyramid, like I always say, you need pyramid strings from England that are floppy. It's like a toy guitar. It's like a Gene Autry cowboy guitar. You know, Gene Autry, he was a movie star and he played guitar and he had a couple hits. Well, that's where Mel Bay comes from and all that shit, that cowboy shit. And back then they didn't have nickel strings. They had somewhere between nickel and somewhere between nylon. And the tension is way different. You're only talking about like 10 pounds of pressure versus 75 pounds of nickel string fucking pressure on a delicate little Hofner violin bass. You're like, that's way too much pressure. Eventually that thing's gonna bow. And it does. And it busts the tuning heads off. It busts the bottom bridge fucking loose. And you're like, Guitar Center, you know, come on. But there's no more Guitar Center. But that's what I was thinking back then. I'm like, you got these beautiful little instruments, you know, and the strings on each, that's like murder. It's like dead babies on poles. When I used to go into Guitar Center and look up at their guitars, I'm like, this is fucking satanic. It's so wrong. You'd be looking around, these guitars are not built for that. I mean, you got this one here and it's hanging like that, all dead and with 800 pounds of pressure on the neck. It's like, oh, boys, what are you doing? Yeah, dude, that Toka-La guitar, that Toka-La dickhead after I'm done. Long Mealabah sessions. Shit. And then you would just, I liked Guitar Center though, because you could just wander into the drum department if you were like me. Hey, how can I help you? I'm just looking. When you got a guitar there, you're like a guitar player. You're gonna wander into the drum section. Okay, what next? You're gonna sit down and play? Yeah, I don't mean no harm. I just wanted to buy something. Go to the guitar section. There's no drummers there.